Hi everyone, my name is Lee Jia En and we are Group 6, which include Miko Wong Si Chin, Shalin Su Wei Lin, Sonia Nair, Sumita Kalitas, Thomas Liu Jiteng, and Wong Pui San. So welcome to our presentation for MPU 3422, Integrity and Anti-Corruptions. Today, we will delve into the high-profile corruption case of former Selangor Chief Minister Dr. Muhammad Khairul Toyo, exploring the facts, legal outcomes, and the crucial lessons it teaches about the power and accountability.
Hi guys, I'm Sherlyn. So today I'm going to present for the introduction part. Corruption happens when people in power abuse their authority for personal gain, such as getting money, property, or special privilege. When this happens, public trust is destroyed and our democratic process become weaker because decisions are not longer made for the people but for personal benefits. A clear example in Malaysia is Dr. Muhammad Khairul Toyo. He used his position to buy a property far below its market value. This shows how power can be misused for personal advantage and how high-ranking leaders can be involved in corruption. So that's why integrity, transparency, and also accountability are so important. When leaders are honest and responsible, people can trust the system and the country can function more fairly and effectively. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Sherlyn. I'm Miko. Now let me introduce the corruption case involving Dr. Muhammad Khairul Toyo, one of the Malaysia's most notable political scandals. Dr. Khair served as Selangor Chief Minister from 2000 to 2008 under United Malay National Organisation, which is also known as UMNO. After his party lost the 2008 election, his financial dealing came under scrutiny. The controversy centered on his purchase of two land lots and a bungalow in Shah Alam. Although the property were valued at RM6.5 million, Dr. Khair bought them for RM3.5 million from Datuk Samsudin Haironi, a contractor who had business link with the state government. This raised clear concern of conflict of interest and abuse of power. Due to public outcry, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, which is also known as MACC, launched an investigation in 2009, and by 2010 he was charged under Section 165 of the Penal Code for receiving a valuable consideration from someone with whom he had official dealing. In 2011, the High Court found him guilty, confiscated the property, and sentenced him to 12 months imprisonment. His appeal was rejected all the way up to the Federal Court in 2015, confirming the conviction. This case is significant because it shows that no political status can shut someone from corruption charge, and it strengthens public expectation from transparency and accountability in Malaysia political system. That's all from my part. Now I would like to pass to the next presenter, Sumita.
Hi, my name is Sumita Karitas and my matrix number is J24041914. So, the legal process in this case was lengthy but decisive. It began with the purchase in 2007. Following public outcry, the MACC launched an investigation in 2009. In December 2010, he was formally charged. A year later, the Shah Alam High Court delivered a landmark guilty verdict, sentencing him to 12 months in jail and ordering the mansion to be forfeited to the government. Dr. Khair appealed twice, but both the Court of Appeal and the Federal Court upheld the conviction, with the final ruling in September 2015. Subsequently, the Sultan of Selangor stripped him from his Dato' Sri title. He served his sentence and was released on parole in 2016. That's all for me. Thank you.
Dr. K. Toyo's conviction was based on the Section 165 of the Malaysia Penal Code. This law is specifically targets to public servants who accept some valuable assets from in a decade consideration from the people who connected to their official duties. The prosecution was successfully argued that he used his position as a chief minister to obtain a land and a mansion that, which in a significantly undervalued price. The court sentence was not just a prison term and a fine, but also a forfeiture of the illegally acquired property, which ensures that the public losses were recovered after the case.
The implications of this case were profound and multi-phase. Legally, it was a benchmark proving that even the most powerful political figures could be held accountable, which strengthened the public perception of the MACC and the judiciary. On the other hand, his dramatic fall from grace, including the loss of his honorary title, sent a strong symbolic message about integrity. Last but not least, in political, this case became a powerful narrative of opposition and contribute to eroding public trust, fueling a call greater transparency and ethical governance in Malaysia.
This case clearly shows why robust integrity system and continuous reforms are essential. To prevent similar incidents, we propose 5 key improvements. First, implement mandatory and public assets declaration for all politicals to prevent hidden wealth. Second, guarantee full operational and investigative independence for the MACC. Third, enforce total transparency in government contract and property dealing involving public officials. Fourth, impose stricter punishments, including heavy fines and jail time, to serve as real deterrents. And finally, integrate anti-corruption education in school curricula to cultivate a culture of integrity for a young age.
The K-Toyo case leaves us with three critical enduring lessons. First, no one is above the law. His conviction demonstrated that Malaysia's legal system can and will hold the powerful accountable. Second, the misuse of public office, regardless of scale, have several consequences. His imprisonment and loss of title show that corruption destroys careers and legacies. And finally, it underscores the non-negotiable need for ethical leadership and transparency. Leaders must avoid conflict of interest and be accountable to the public they serve. In conclusion, the case of Dr. Muhammad Kirtoyo remains a defining moment in Malaysia's fight against corruption. It was not a complex financial scheme, but a straightforward abuse of power for personal enrichment. The successful prosecution marked a turning point, proving that integrity and accountability are enforceable principles. This case stands as a permanent warning to all public officials that power must exercise with honesty and responsibility, and that corruption, once exposed, will inevitably lead to downfall.